welcome to Mind Your Business, a channel where we are in everybody's business. If you don't mind getting in people's business, you're on the right channel. Talking about current topics and gossip. Well, people, did you watch Love and Marriage Huntsville? Because I have finally caught up, and all I can say is Tricia, it's giving you're too damn lie. You're too damn lie. Like, what is really going on? Did she really just sit there and say to Stormy and Destiny one thing and then say something else to Ken? When you're saying this all on TV, it's being filmed, my dear. It's being filmed. Like, what is going on? Let's talk about it, people. Well, my inclusive crew. Let's talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville, aka Love and Mugshots. So I am behind slightly, people, because I was away. I travelled, then I came back and I got sick. And so, yeah, I just wasn't catching up with this show. And now I've caught up and I was, looking after myself, basically. And I hope you people are looking after yourself out there, because there's a lot of lurgies that seems to be flying about these times a year. Anyway, back to the show. So I'll pick up on the most recent episode. But firstly, I want to say big up to Stormy. I think she's doing absolutely amazing. She's very inspiring. It is so good to see her talk about her business and how well she's doing. I know that she hit $1 million in sales on TikTok when she done her TikTok live. So that is incredible. Really well done to her. So big up yourself, Stormy. And I love her and Courtney's together. I feel like he's a really supportive husband and they're really like a good union together. So big up them lot. But of course, Stormy is still very messy. So of course, she told her husband, naturally, what Martell had to say about, Tricia coming to his house the week before in the previous episode. And she feels obligated to mention this to Tricia, of course. So we see her talk to Tricia about it. And it's her at the gym with Tricia and Destiny. Destiny and Tricia were actually working out. Stormy comes later. She's not working out because she's been travelling. Now, she tells Tricia about Martell telling her that, Tricia came to his house before. But what she missed out was that he said she came to his house a couple of times. She missed that bit out. She just said he said you came to the house. Now, I feel like she should have said a couple of times because he made it quite clear a couple of times. Anyway, Tricia was all, I don't know why he'd kind of say that, and looking all very awkward and trying to say, no, that didn't happen. But it was a whole heap of backtracking and foolishness going on. And I just kept looking at her thinking, you look like you are lying. You look like you've got so many skeletons that you're scared to talk because they're all just going to end up tripping out of your mouth. Because what is this behaviour? Like, even down to her body language and the way she was talking and just saying, oh, yeah, they were cool and they spoke on IG. I'm like, on IG? You're saying 4 years ago. He's saying 5 years ago. I'm like, can people get their timings right? Like, what is going on? So I was definitely side-eyeing her in that whole conversation with Destiny and Stormy, as were Stormy and Destiny. They were both side-eyeing her like, did it happen? And it was that bad, you just don't want to talk about it. And she's like, oh, no, nothing happened. There was no intimacy, nothing like that. I'm like, it's given there was intimacy. But anyway, she also brought up her ex-husband. Let's talk about him. Caught up with the episode from last week, and I said, what kind of waste man has washed up on my screen? Because is he really sitting there trying to justify his actions, just walking out and leaving his wife? This is one of the few times that I can say that I really did agree with Marceau and the way Marceau was having him up when he met up with him. I was like, yes, Marceau, tell him about himself, getting him bug side and tell him about himself, because what is this nonsense the man's talking about? He just sounded like he just kept trying to place blame everywhere else, but not with himself. And, he half-heartedly was taking accountability. So I like that Marceau was telling him to fix up and take accountability, basically. Like, you cannot go off and leave your kids and then be upset that you've got Ken who stepped in now, who is, raising your children and being the man in the house. And from the sound of it, he sounds like he's been a very good man in the house. And now you've got an issue because your children like their potential stepfather more than they feel in you because you're not really making an effort. That sounds like it's a you problem and you need to fix up and be in your children's lives. But anyway, yes, I thought it was interesting that, she spoke about her meeting up with her ex to Destiny and Stormy, and was saying, that he wasn't as happy about, the way things are with her and Ken, and the fact that, he feels like they didn't have a chance to fix what they had. But, you can tell that she's clearly done with that. She is not interested in fixing anything with this man, which is fine. And clearly she's moved on. So clearly she shouldn't be trying to fix anything there because she's clearly moved on, right? So that was that, right? But what I thought was interesting was seeing Tricia and Ken have their conversation when she decides to fill him in on the conversation that, she had with her husband, who's, I would have said ex-husband, but they haven't quite divorced yet. And what kind of tight-ass man is asking her to contribute to the divorce fees when you walked out and left your family? Oh, what did Ross? What happened to these people then? Anyway, sidebar again. Sorry, I'm all over the place, people, because obviously I'm catching up, but, bear with me. So I thought it was interesting when Tricia was filling in Ken on this whole conversation. And I thought it was good to see Ken kind of admit that, he'd also be hurt by a daughter's message. And he just basically, you can tell he just wants to kind of move forward, and he wants the dad, as in Marquise, or whatever his name is, Marquise, to kind of step up and do more with the kids, because that would just make things easier and they want to get on the same page. So I thought that was good. I did notice that she was very careful about what she said to Ken, because she didn't really say to Ken that actually Marquise was complaining about you being there and doing this and doing that. She chose her words very carefully there, I noticed. Now, when she moved on to her mentioning, meet up with Stormy, and Stormy bring out this whole Martell conversation, I thought it was very interesting, because she started to act like a little girl, like, oh, like I've got something to say. She starts to then say what, Stormy says, and what Martell's been saying, that she'd been to his house, and then she's saying, yeah, actually, I said to them that didn't happen. But now that basically I think about it, it did happen. She admits to him she did go to his house. I'm like, you're just on screen, like I said. You was on screen talking to your friends, Stormy and Destiny, telling them it didn't happen. No. Even though they were both looking at you suspects, you were saying no. Now you're a couple scenes later, you're telling your man that you did go there and that you forgot about it, you couldn't remember. Oh, what is that foolishness? At this point, I was like, red flags are flagging. And Ken, my friend, you might want to take your things then and run, because what is going on? Absolute foolishness. So I was very glad that Ken was like, what do you mean you don't remember? Like, what kind of foolishness is this? So she's talking about, oh, well, I had to remember, it was ages ago, and I think we were talking, and we basically, planned to go to the gym, but we never made it to the gym. So if you did not make it to the gym, I would have asked what was doing in the yard. What was really going on in that yard? Please, someone tell me. Please, somebody tell me what was going on. This is given very suspect, as my brethren would say, Dr. Umar Johnson. This is very suspicious.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
This is very suspicious, because it's not making any sense out here, people. What is going on? Right now I'm looking at her like my gran would say, yeah? My grandma Sylvie would be saying, it's one damn liar, the two damn lie. Because that's what it's giving. It's giving, you're not telling the truth out here, love. Anyway, so she's trying to say to him, I'm a private person, and, I didn't want to say anything. And she's always mumbling her defence. And I just saw Ken looking at her with a side eye, like, woman, have you got me out here looking like a fool? Like, what is it? He just wants the truth. And I really like the fact that he kind of broke it down to her quite nicely, basically saying, look, if you're chatting to somebody on socials, that's one thing. Being in somebody's house is a different thing. Yes, it happened before, her and him got together, as in Ken and Tricia got together. But don't have the man out here looking like a fool and being blindsided. You're going to be on a TV show, and you should know to tell him the truth. Like, I just don't understand it. And like Ken says, he doesn't want no one playing in his face, because obviously he's going to feel away if he's asking Martell, like, what happened between you guys, and Martell just being like, oh yeah, like I couldn't remember it, and whatever, and then you've got her acting all weird, and it's giving something not right. So I can understand why he would feel away. Her saying, it was nothing serious, and they didn't make it get to the gym. My question would be like, yeah, exactly what happened? Did you not get intimate? Like, what's going on? Because I do feel like, he has a right to not look like an idiot out here. Ken seemed like a really good dude. So I'm just like, what is this rubbish? This is very weird. This is very weird behaviour. I don't think she should allow Martell to have any one-upmanship to be playing it in his face like that. So I felt like he handled it really, really well. He made me laugh at the end when he was like, is there anything else you want to bring up? Is there any more surprises? I was like, Ken, my guy, I don't know what's going to happen to you in this whole situation. I wish you lot well, but at the same time, I'll be watching that woman, yeah? Because, like I said, it's giving, she keeps mumbling and stumbling over her skeletons, and please just be straightforward. Why lie on TV? Now I'm looking at you like you're a liar. And before that, I was really kind of side-eyeing you, just trying to see where I go on. But now I'm looking at you like, girl, you're too damn lie. Anyway, other things that happened on the episode that I wanted to touch on were Marcel and Tisha's situation. Now, I thought it was really interesting to hear about Marcel talking about his their bar Black being shut down, which I think sounds like it's damn out of order, because it's doing some multiple complaints from some community leaders. From what I gathered, it sounds like Marcel is indicating that, you know, there's some church leaders or some people that are involved that want them to kind of kiss up their arse, and they're not really in it, and they put in some complaints. It sounds like they're just kind of frivolous but slightly malicious complaints. And this all happened after a large homecoming event, and then they created a petition to kind of have them shut down. And Marcel is clearly vexed and feels frustrated and alienated, and I completely understand that. You know, he's starting a business from scratch. Like, let's support our black people. Like, what the hell is this nonsense? Of course, Tisha's asking about, you know, well, if we're putting money into the business, into the community, and they don't really appreciate us, should we just move somewhere else or do somewhere else? But he's like, no, he wants to fight it and take it further. So, of course, it seems like those two are going to be fighting that, and good for them. So, sidebar also, let's touch on the Martell Destiny link-up. So, of course, Martell tells Destiny about, you know, Chris bringing over Moses and Sonny last week to come and view his property that he has. And obviously that they want, and lets her know that they plan to move to Huntsville. And I'm with Destiny on this. It's like, why are you moving to Huntsville when you know that your ex-woman is living there? You know that she lives there. Why would you and your new wife want to do this? I just feel like they just want to be on the damn show. This is why they're moving there. Like, you lot have come, you've done your storyline with Sonny now, with Destiny now. So please, move it on. Why are we having to now deal with you guys moving to Huntsville? I'd be so pissed off if I was Destiny. Yes, you know, it's a town. You don't own the rights to it. But common sense should be prevailing here. You've already, like, you know, got the name of your so-called future children that you would have had if you stuck with Destiny on the names of your business, which, you know, that's your choice. You did that. Now you've married a whole completely different woman who's about, oh yeah, we'll have some new LLCs and blah, blah, blah. She just gives very much pick-me-ish vibes. But even her, where's her common sense in that big forehead of hers? Like, she knows that Destiny lives in Huntsville. Like, why would you want to go and be in the same space where all this mix-up happened and you were, you know, befriending your current husband's ex? You know, and those two were on a good trajectory. So I just think it's just a bit weird to me. Why would you do that? They're definitely giving weirdo vibes. Speaking of weirdo, you know, Martell is just ridiculous, because when Destiny's talking about, oh yeah, he's your new friend because you're both part of the side chick gang. You know, Martell's talking about, yeah, everyone's got to have a side chick. He is such a clown, just a clown. And he just reveals himself every season. I don't understand it. I'm just like, Martell, do better. Do better. I don't think I didn't notice that their timelines, as it has in, you know, Martell and Tricia's timelines, were quite sketchy. Because if it was 5 years, that means he was still married to Mel, right? And if it was 4 years, maybe they were going through their issues at that point. But either way, it's given very sketchy. And it's given that his little side piece, Coleslaw, she definitely doesn't sound like she's the only one, allegedly. I reckon he has quite a few side chicks on the go, based on his stinking attitude. Now, going back quickly to last week, I have to say, like, Nell, what the hell is going on with Nell? I feel like she is so against therapy, and there was no reason for her to be so against it, because she's always giving out advice. She's always talking about she mentors people, she does this, she does that. So I'm like, why was she so pushing back against the therapist? It was really good to see her kids encouraging her, you know, even though she was still being defiant. I thought it was good that they weren't really encouraging her, and it was good to see her in the actual therapy session, because, you know, eventually I feel like there's a breakthrough. I feel like Dr. Francis got through and, you know, got her to open up and show some love to the kids. I feel like she's definitely in that era of tough love, and also probably being exhausted by the kids, you know, and what they do. But I think it was good to see that kind of softer side of her, and I'm glad that they actually got there. It was also good to hear from the kids and see, like, how they felt and things like that. So I actually like seeing that family in that dynamic. I thought that was really, really good from last week. Anyway, people, as always, I wanted to go and check out social media and see what people were saying online. So here are some tweets that definitely had me cracking up. Okay, people, you've seen what people have to say. You've heard what I have to say. What do you guys think about the most recent episodes? What do you think about this whole Tricia and Ken situation? Are you with me? Do you feel like there's some lying going on? Something ain't clean. Something ain't right. What is happening here? Or do you feel like maybe Tricia is just a bit nervous and, you know, she's just innocent? What do you think about what Tisha and Marceau were saying about Black and the fact that they've been shut down and it's to do with haters as well? I must say that this season, it's been really interesting to see and hear the implications from them, for them. You know, obviously they've got their own business, they're showing their life on TV, obviously they get paid for that, but they get to promote their business on TV. So the last thing you want to have is your business shut down. So I just think it's an interesting one. Also, I mean, look at Stormy the other day when she had to go and turn herself in because of a hater coming to her business. So I feel like it's interesting. I do feel like there's a element of people not being able to just switch off from seeing a show and remembering that with a show there is still some sauce added to it. Like, I watch it, I get into it, I'll do my commentary and then I move on. But yeah, I feel like some people are getting a bit way too invested. Unless someone's done something to you personally, I don't understand what it's about. I feel like we should be trying to uplift. Anyway, I'm not here to give no one no lectures, but what do you people think? Let me know your thoughts below. Yes, so thanks for watching that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you know when I am uploading some more of people's business. So until then, my nosy people, stay blessed.